How's it going? Welcome to another video upload I'm doing here. It's setting a clear tone on legality over the same-sex marriage issues. Um, Same-sex law. So we'll go into. I just wanted to share what I was saying. I was saying that there's basically when the video is complete, it's going to have the title, and then it's going to have some other mumbo jumbo down below in the comment box, um, kind of giving a description a little bit more of what's going on in the video. We're talking about, I wanted to talk about division, um, religion, jobs, and then I wanted to talk about constitutional, where it being unconstitutional or constitutional. So the division part is, I just wanted to simply say, if we had an administration that was not daily trying to divide us all up, I don't know what is, um, and or is if there is a leadership that unites people. I almost don't even know how to even imagine the administration here for the last almost 8 years now until 2016 comes is all about been about division, something about struggling and people being off worse than other people and nobody being able to get along. That's all I'll remember about this last president and his administration, was that they were completely cockeyed and dividing everybody up, completely a division full assembly. That's all they are, is a division full assembly. So can't wait till that's over, and I hope we don't get more division. And I'm sure there's more division to cook up with their party, seeing as how this now goes into what I was saying. If somebody wants to give anybody beef about liberals or Democrats going to serve us as president or anything in government, I say to everybody here, with the lack of leadership's been going on here, just tell people to go create a business. Go create a business. They might want to give you these different zones where you can go in there for 10 years and be tax free in certain areas. I know New York was doing it, was doing one of them, where they welcome in business like that. But I would definitely, in the long haul, look and see what you're getting yourself into before you go and make any deals with the devil. That's for sure. And see if you could go and create your own business and have your own business develop and be strong and everything like it should be able to, like America is known for. But it isn't. It's a thing of the past as far as I'm concerned. So I'm telling Democrats, you go create a business, because these are people that are entitled. Hillary Clinton comes into the program and into this game. She's not going to help create any business. She's going to go after whatever business is still alive and still able to give her and the government money, and they're going to try and operate on a tax more basis from their administration. So the next administration up, the kind of liberals kind of need a Republican to get in there so that they can have the budget done, other things paid for and taken care of, aren't so abused, coming a from the government's perspective. They quit abusing um, or money, but it's anybody's fooling themselves if you believe that any Democrat is going to help a business become something. So I say there's no comparison in the two parties, but there are vast similarities. But when it comes down to it, there is just too many separations between the right and the left. And I don't know exactly if we want a centered person exactly. We want somebody who isn't going to take a crap on the poor or people who are in poverty or on welfare or anything like that necessarily, but people who are sick of it, who want to come back out of the dark, so to speak, um, can have more abilities to get off of the government program. So we need some responsible conservatism in government in America. So, religious freedom. Now we're going right to our religious freedom part. Religious freedom. The government will kill it. They're going to kill it. Today we're reading a story, and I believe it's the LA Times, and we're reading a story about the bakery here is being forced here is being former Oregon bakery owners must pay $135,000 for denying lesbian wedding cake. I read the article, so they come in down here. Now, what does this say right here? Florists and photographers who have refused to provide service for same-sex couples on religious grounds. Okay, so because they're in business, so if I wanted to, I could go find a gay business and I could go in there and I could say, arrest these people because they're discriminating against my religion. I go into a gay place and I tell them to kiss my butt because I'm a Christian and they wouldn't do it, Judge. So, what does this say right here? So they're they're acting like the egg came before the chicken or something like that. I guess I don't know how to explain this, but just as they cannot turn away customers because of race, sex, disability, age, or what is that? Religion. So one person's religion becomes more favorable by the Constitution and by the Supreme Court and by the justices just because they made this ruling. It's not even the justices. The justices said that. What did they say? They said that they were careful to keep certain things out of it, and I forgot how you say that. Um, and it's important. It's an important key thing to what I'm saying. So, pardon my my ignorance at the moment, but so they're trying to say like this isn't going to come down to discriminating against somebody for their religion. According to the State Bureau of Labor and Industries report, Rachel Bowman Cryer and her mother attended a bridal show in Portland where the Kleins had a booth advertising their wedding cakes. Bowman Cryer and her mother went to a cake listing at the bakery in 2013. And the Kleins were told, Marion Klein was told there would be two brides, Rachel and Laurel. He responded that he was sorry, but the bakery did not do wedding cakes for same-sex couples because of his and his wife's religious convictions, according to the report. Now that that right there, He didn't say anything derogatory to the people at all. And the basis for what the money says right here, the alleged $135,000 that the state's demanding that these guys pay, um, are was the emotional damage or whatever that these people are trying to say that is there was caused by them because they brought a lawsuit upon them, and they were the ones that brought it out into the media. So it wasn't the bakery's fault, but yet still the bakery is getting all the hits for it, and they have almost virtually no offense. So they're trying to say that they already they don't even the religious people don't even have a case. They haven't been saying that they don't believe in this for years. And gay people know that because gay people go after that in particular because it's one of their things that we go after. Like we want to. Some people may fish. Some people may um, what I do a garden. I do a garden and um, maybe work on cars, stuff like that. So when we're doing that, and we think of different things like that, that's what the gay community is thinking is how to attack the Christian population, which I don't know if it's a minority itself now. If it couldn't have somebody come in and intervene and have the justices come in swing their gavel a couple of times for religious practices and purposes and Christians entirely, totally up to now. So now what I understand is that when the rulings came down the other day, I heard that Scalia had been put in a situation. Scalia, one of the conservative justices that's on there, he excused himself and did the right thing on another case because he had spoke out publicly about the situation that he was speaking out about. And I heard this on the radio the other day. Somebody was filling in for Rush Limbaugh, and I listen to Rush Limbaugh news, and anyways, it was a congressman from Texas who was on the air, and he said that the two Kagan and the other justice that just had been appointed by Obama should be disbarred. He didn't say that, but that's my opinion that they should be disbarred. But he said that they should have recused themselves. I don't know if that's the right language for that, but legally a judge would. They're a judge, so they would recuse themselves or excuse themselves from the ruling over the same-sex marriage ruling the other day because they had spoke out in publicly about it. But you get always a two-edged sword with Democrats, with liberals. So now it's like we're back to this again. So they did it in California. They struck down the ban that people voted for. People voted to overrule gay marriage in California. And when the Supreme Court of that state, I believe, I don't think it was the big, it wasn't the big one here. It just made one. It was its own state justices overruled everybody in the state and said your vote is no good. We're going to deem this constitutional whether you like it or not. And so that's always putting more trust whenever you get liberals in and the governor's mansion, in the White House, as congressmen and senators, anywhere. This is the kind of garbage that you're going to see in religion now is being discriminated against. So here we're having people, judges who believe they think they have the right to push one person, American, like they're not even an American anymore, around for against their constitutional right. Doesn't matter. Now we made a ruling that this person's constitutional matters, the right is the only thing that matters now. So they take the believe in being able to do it yourself. And when I say society can't do it themselves, I don't mean like some evil people in society. I mean each and every one of us. I mean my own self. I mean who I'm exactly talking to. You don't think you have more control than the government does? That's scary if you really don't. You don't think that you can't handle a situation better than a than a politician or the government in particular. I would be kind of scared if somebody said, "Yeah, I need the government to handle all my business." I would be kind of that would kind of make me very unnerved right there. I'd be kind of scared. So it's an attack on religion. So now one people have a special power over other people. They have this is a way how a cult type of non-believing whatever pagans or whatever they would be coming from the government's perspective that thinks that Christianity is not true and it's all washed up. They're all a bunch of the Bibles are full of a bunch of fairy tales. So they're gonna sprinkle their fairy dust on Christianity and religious freedom, so they're gonna kill it. This is what happens in places like China and North Korea. People don't get to hear different ideas and philosophies and then believe what for themselves what they want to. I in America, the way that it was established when I was growing up, I was taught to um, listen to a lot of Christian ideas and things, and I've heard a lot of other ideas and philosophies. And I've seen people that have gone the opposite, kind of in the same path I've been, but instead of staying a believer in Christianity and Christ, they went the other way and they decided that Christ wasn't real and that there's something else going on here in the cosmos. So they let the religious part go. But I have a lot of things that help support and um, kind of give meaning to the reason why I'm a Christian and why I would say that and why I wouldn't deny Christ, myself in particular. And I would not, if I had a business or something, I would have to discriminate against these gay people too. So I told you that was the first thing. You already heard me say it. I'm from Oregon, so like the matter doesn't also pertain to me. Also, there's more matters going on. Like I was reported on here in another one of my videos that Obama's health care is going to make rates go up for people who are paying their premiums and everything every single month and have been literally for years. So they've been paying it for over 20 years, and if they quit, they'll lose a policy that they've been paying on for 30 plus, maybe 40 years. Should cover them, you know. But in Oregon, the rates went up. So I appreciate Oregon giving me my own home state, giving me more examples I can run with this and explain this liberal nonsense a little bit more. You know, if somebody tries to come up and beat you up or fight you in Oregon, where I'm from, they expect you to crawl into a fetal position on the ground. That's how the cops and everybody tell you that you're supposed to just lay there and get beat up. So completely liberal overboard, completely. So the government so religion's been around here longer than this brand new law or whatever pushing this crap and forcing this stuff has been around, and they're gonna make religion churches now that we should all be defending and fighting for. them to keep their beliefs. But next thing you know, they're going to say you close your church down, or you quit being a minister. We're going to revoke your license. I seen an article the other day that the government wants to take away exemption statuses for churches now too. So they want them to start paying more taxes. I told you, the liberals want more taxes because they can't create jobs. They don't know. They're not going to. People aren't going to walk away as a liberal from a government job and look towards anything except the payments that they get from the government after that. Some of them might try and go into business, but I would like to see somebody do a research on that and see how successful any of them were on their businesses and how they rip people off. The Clintons are a good one for that to take an example of. So, let's see. I can't read my own stuff. Oh, so you can't, they're gonna say, they're gonna say that you're gonna have to close your church now if you don't bend, you don't bend over, bend over, that's, it's not good to talk about in this sense, but they want, they want the church to basically bend over backwards is the right way to say that. You know, and religion will take a backseat for homosexuality. Just because people have sex is more important than a culture or a person's personal belief, their religion. So, I don't know who, anybody who has their demeanor says that abortion is okay. I would definitely think that they would be on board with this gay agenda thing. And all I can say is that it is um, it is kind of really I don't know exactly how to say the right words, how to explain what it is. You can't have I'm trying to put like a title or a word to this expression. And what it is you have one person's constitutional right, then you're going to say this person doesn't have a constitutional right anymore. This person overslaps that person's religious right. Um, so they want them to sway, bend, or change the way that they think in the church. Um, it's an illegal violation of the other party's constitutional rights. The way that they just ruled on this thing the other day. I wish that I had what I had on my mind exactly just a second ago. I was talking about liberals. Liberals are the reason for all of this. I can't really think of the thing that I was trying to point out exactly. So I think that I'm gonna go ahead and go with that. But that's what I have so far. If anybody wants to debate anybody here about liberals or conservatives, just try to ask them a conversation about jobs, about creating jobs in business here. If they think that like the government should be more successful and be able to push everybody around and tell everybody exactly what to do, just like we do in China. So that's what it sounds like to me. So um, I'll do another video Well, maybe whenever I can focus a little bit better on the subject. This just came to me and it kind of took me off guard. So I just wanted to explain the division in this country, how every single thing from the administration is only all designed to divide and split everybody up. If they could, the government right now in the White House could have everybody fight their own self and divide your own self and your own beliefs down the middle, they'd be happy to do that too. So yeah, it's just I'm setting setting the tone, setting a clear tone on the legality over same-sex marriage that I told you before in another video that I did before this even came to light today in the media about this wedding cake in the LA Times just now and the $135,000 fine that they're ordered to pay this gay couple now. Now I told you that before in the other video that the religious freedoms in this country were going to be attacked and they were going to try and take our religion away from us completely. And that's how they're going to do it. That's another way right there, an attack. And it's an attack on religious freedom. Straight from the government, straight from the administration. They can't say that he wasn't and that they're not because all the way down the line he's been supporting and behind all of these different movements. Abortion, the gay agenda, the Obamacare. They even called it Obamacare, so for crying out loud. Where will the trail end? Hopefully in 2016. Hopefully it doesn't go too much further past that. So we'll see. We'll see if it ain't all too biblical either, because God also says that He only gives people so much that they can handle. So that's what I was thinking when I was thinking about Christians being forced to do something unconstitutionally, even when the Constitution says, even with a brand new law being created and made, or whatever they think they're allowed to do and push, the same-sex agenda law or whatever that they have here, it does not make it legal to try and take action against Christian people or religious people. It's in the law. You've just seen it. Religious freedom, right? Race, sex, disability, age, or religion. Alright? So don't forget what I said. Thanks.